What's up YouTube? My name is Mehmet and I am one of the members of the College Treehouse, and today I'm going to share to you how I got into Stanford. So the College Treehouse is a YouTube channel started by a group of future Stanford University students, and we are trying to share tips on college admissions and kind of the process with younger students who might be interested. And so if you haven't already, check out Jasmine's video by clicking on the top right corner. She also did a How I Got Into Stanford last week, and we're going to kind of have them coming out on a weekly basis. So you definitely want to subscribe and turn on notifications to be the first to receive our new content. I haven't committed to Stanford yet, but I'm highly considering attending because it was my dream school. And so I'm really excited to share some of my story with all of you. And this entire video will be time-stamped in case you want to skip around and go from place to place. So I'm going to cover a couple of different sections in this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and my school and my context. I'm going to talk about my stats like my GPA and my SAT. I'm going to talk about my classes, my extracurriculars, and my awards to wrap it up. Let's start off with the About Me. So I am a Turkish-American student living in Michigan. I go to a very, very competitive public school in the state, one of the top-ranked schools, so it is very difficult. We have a little bit over 600 graduating seniors in my class. At my school, there are around 20 or so APs offered, and students can take them whenever they want, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, so it's pretty relaxed, and there are quite a few classes to choose from, alongside a full IB diploma program, which I wasn't a part of, but many other kids were. So let's go into my stats. I had a 4.0 out of 4.0 unweighted GPA. My school does unweighted and not weighted, so the maximum you can get is a 4.0, and APs and IBs will not boost your GPA. If my GPA was weighted though, it would probably be around a 4.5 to 4.6 for those of you who do have weightings out of the 5.0 scale. My school does not rank students, probably because it got too competitive, but I would estimate that I'm probably in the top couple percent at my school. So going into the SAT, I took the SAT a total of 4 times, which was a lot, and it was miserable to say the least. I did not enjoy it, and it was not my test. So on my first attempt, I got a 1520, then I got a 1530 on my second attempt, a 1530 on my third attempt, and then a 1540 on my fourth attempt. I got a 750 reading score on my highest attempt and a 790 math score. I did not end up submitting my SAT though to Stanford. I thought that I took it too many times and I would have to submit all of my attempts, which wouldn't look good and it would just be sloppy. I did, however, also take the ACT twice, and that actually went much better. On my first attempt, I got a 35, getting a perfect 36 on the math, English, and reading sections, and getting a 31 on the science section. But the second time I took the ACT, I actually got a 35 on English, a 36 on math, a 36 on science, and a 31 on reading. And that brought my super score to a perfect 36 in all 4 sections. And the reason why that's important is because Stanford super scores the ACT, so it's going to consider the highest section I got on all of my tests from different times. So it's kind of sweet to have that 36 on my record. Let's go to my AP exams next. I took a total of 9 AP exams up to this point, with 5 more coming up this year, senior year. I got a total of 6 5s and 3 4s up to this point. Sophomore year, I took 4 APs. I took AP Chemistry, AP Psychology, AP US History, and I self-studied AP Environmental Sciences. I got a 5 on AP US History, a 5 on AP Psychology, a 5 on AP Environmental Science, and I got a 4 on AP Chemistry. That was my sophomore year. Junior year, I took 5 more APs, and that was AP Biology, AP Statistics, AP English Language and Composition, AP Calculus AB, and I self-studied AP Microeconomics, and I got 5s on AP Biology, Statistics, and Calculus, and I got a 4 on the English Language and Micro, but I was okay with Micro because I self-studied the class anyways, and so the expectations were lower. So overall, I was satisfied because I had all 5s and 4s, and so I submitted those scores onto Stanford when I submitted my application. Let's go on over to my classes next, and I have my transcript over here to kind of go over what classes I took which year. So before freshman year, I just want to make a quick note. I had a couple of classes from middle school carry over onto my high school transcript because they were advanced classes. I took Honors Algebra 1 in 7th grade. I got an A, and that transferred over to my high school transcript. I got, in 8th grade, A's on Honors Algebra 2 and Spanish 1, and those also transferred over. So those are kind of pre-high school And also, I took 3 virtual classes before my freshman year. I took Biology A and Biology B, and then I took Health as well and got A's on those, and those also transferred over, allowing me to skip into honors chemistry and kind of skip a year in science right into freshman year. My freshman year classes were seminar, which is kind of a homeroom class that was required for all students to take all 4 years. Honors English 9, honors geometry, individual sports and racket, which was the required gym class I had to take, honors chemistry, PLTW biomedical sciences, which was an elective class kind of for pre-meds like myself or prospective science enthusiasts. And so that was a fun class. I took US history and Spanish too, and I got all A's on them except for individual sports and racket, which I actually got an A+ in. My semester 2 schedule for freshman year was very close to my semester 1, except I took marketing entrepreneurship in replacement of the gym class, which I was only 1 semester, and I got all A's second semester of freshman year. Going in between freshman and sophomore year, I took 2 classes in summer school virtually. I took economics and civics, and I got A's on both of those. I just wanted to get those out of the way. Those were high school graduation requirements, and I'd rather take an AP class instead of take those 2 easy classes my sophomore year. So going into my sophomore year schedule, I took seminar again as a requirement, honors English 10, honors pre-calculus, AP chemistry, PLTW human body systems, which was a follow-up class to the PLTW Introduction to Biomedical Sciences. I took AP US History, AP Psychology, and Spanish 3, so I kind of had those 3 APs plus AP Environmental Science, which I was self-studying on the side. And I got all A's first semester. Second semester, my schedule was the exact same. However, I actually got 4 A+, so I got A+ in Honors English 10, Honors Pre-Calculus, AP Chemistry, and AP Psychology. In between my sophomore and junior year, I took another 2 online classes to fulfill my requirements, World History A and World History B. And so those were requirements that I had to get past, so I just took them online in between school years. Junior year, I took another dump truck full of APs, but it was virtual learning, so it was much more stress-free to handle the classes directly from home. I had seminar, AP English Language and Composition, AP Calculus, AP Statistics, Honors Physics, AP Biology, IB Spanish Year 1, which was a prerequisite to take AP Spanish. And then the last class was a virtual class called Medical Terminology. That kind of helped establish a theme of science for me. And I got all A's once again, and so that was cool. Second semester was exactly the same, except for the fact that Medical Terminology was switched with a virtual international business class. I don't even know why I took that. I just kind of thought it was cool when I saw it. I'm like, let me just sign up and take it. There was really no purpose in doing it anyways. I got 3 A+ my second semester of junior year. Finally, senior year, I am taking seminar once again, advanced programming C++, honors calc 2. We don't have an AP calculus BC because honors calc 2 in our school actually goes above the requirements of AP calc BC, so we can't even call it AP Calculus BC, so we just call it Honors Calc 2. I took AP Physics C, Electricity and Magnetism. That is very, very hard. AP Spanish, a dual enrollment class in Anatomy and Physiology, a virtual AP Literature class, and a virtual forensic science class called Secrets of the Dead. That was really fun. This, I guess, just proves that you can take fun classes and still get into Stanford. So please, if there's a fun class that you want to take it as a blow off. Take some fun classes in high school and don't overstress. And anyways, I got all A's in those classes except for 1 A+ on my dual enrollment class in Anatomy and Physiology. And second semester, my schedule is basically the exact same, except for I have a different dual enrollment class, Business Math, and I also replaced Advanced C++ with another dual enrollment class, Microbiology. So those classes are really cool and fun, and they're also advanced because dual enrollment are college classes. Let's go into my extracurriculars. So the Common App allows you to list 10 extracurricular activities that you've participated in, and so I'm just going to go in the order from 1 to 10 on what I put on my Common App that I submitted to Stanford. The first one I had was Connect Me Free Tutoring and Mentoring. It was a free tutoring nonprofit that I started during the COVID-19 pandemic to help underprivileged students kind of get on their feet, especially with emergency virtual learning getting in the way. We gave over $150,000 worth in free tutoring, and I have a team of over 250 tutors. And we were featured on some local and national news outlets, so it definitely was a large organization that I started that will matter to college apps when you submit. They want to see what impact you had in the community. My second activity was a cancer research internship that I had at the University of Michigan. I started this in my junior year and it went up to my senior year. I started off with a virtual project on COVID-19 that I submitted to a research conference. I did not win, but it was still a good experience. And then once I was allowed to come in person to the lab, I kind of got myself situated with some basic lab techniques. My third activity was another organization that I co-founded, the Assembly of Turkish American Associations Youth Committee. This was underneath the parent organization called ATA, which is the Assembly of Turkish American Associations. My culture is really important to me. So starting this youth committee that focused on promoting Turkish American culture within our youth through events like webinars and game nights and Turkish speaking nights and stuff was a really cool opportunity. My fourth event was another internship, a medical research internship at Stanford. I interned at Stanford virtually. I'm obviously from Michigan, so I can't travel in person. So I kind of tagged along with my mentor and I helped write a little bit of a manuscript that he was working on. It was nothing that serious because it was virtual. It definitely wasn't as serious to me as my University of Michigan internship that was in person. It also showed to Stanford that I'm already prioritizing them as a university. I want to work with them. I want to be in their labs. And if they admit me, I will probably continue researching there, which I will be. My fifth activity was actually a YouTube channel that I started on teaching an extracurricular called Academic Games to some underprivileged students. This is really cool because I am a big fan of YouTube. I put that I had over 35,000 views and 300,000 impressions, so it did reach quite an audience as well. My sixth activity was a smaller version of my third activity, the Ata Youth Committee. This one was called the Turkish American Cultural Association of Michigan's High School Chapter. Ooh, that's a mouthful. This was basically the Turkish American National Youth Committee on the statewide level of Michigan. So I work with the Michigan chapter to hold events like career webinars and hold food and clothing fundraisers and game nights within the Turkish community and kind of bring together Turkish American youth into one organization. My seventh activity was a local orchestra that I was a first violinist in. I started this in 2020, and since my school does not actually have an orchestra, which is very unusual for the competitive nature my school is, but since there was no orchestra, I had to find one within the local community itself. So I was a first violinist and that was pretty fun. My eighth activity was another internship, but this time it was an official program that I had applied for, and I participated in this program twice in the summer of 2020 and 2021. It was called the Biomedical Career Advancement Program, and what I did was I conducted a research project from start to finish in the summer. It was virtual, but I had two mentors who kind of helped me guide me through that process in those summers. That was a really meaningful experience, plus there was also a stipend, so I made some money off of it. My ninth activity was Marfan Foundation blogger and researcher. I was conducting research from Wayne State University in the Marfan Foundation under a professor who was researching Marfan syndrome, and then I was a blogger for the Marfan Foundation as well. And finally, my last activity, which was another summer activity, was I was a research manuscript editor at Bilkent University. It is in Turkey. It's an international university. Since the professors in Turkey weren't as experienced in speaking English as me as a native, I used my native skills to edit those manuscripts for submission to American journals. So let's get into awards. I was able to list 5 awards on my Common App when I submitted it to Stanford. So my first award was relating to HOSA. I put all together HOSA International's 10th place in the event of general chemistry. I put 2nd, 4th, and 6th place locally in the event of nutrition, and then I was a state finalist in the event of nutrition as well. And these were all in the years of 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. And so that was classified as an international award. My second award was National Merit Semifinalist, and this was based on the PSAT that I took in my junior year. And I got a high enough score to qualify as a National Merit Semifinalist, so I put that on my awards section. My third award was in relation to Connect Me, the free tutoring nonprofit that I started. I put all of the news recognitions that I received. I've kind of considered those as like trophies of the work that we've been doing. We had been recognized in Fox News twice, WNCT twice, USA Today, the Daily Advent, and we got a recognition from a US Senator and the superintendent of my school as well. I put that as a national award because some of those news outlets went out to the entire country. My fourth award was that I earned the Presidential Volunteer Service Award, and then I also put that I was in National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and I got the IBMYP certificate by completing the personal project my sophomore year. And my last and final award was actually in Taekwondo. I'm a black belt. I did not mention that as an extracurricular activity because I was going to put it as an award anyways. So I put that I actually placed silver in AAU, which is Amateur Athletic Union Nationals. I got silver in states, and then in local tournaments, I got a bunch of gold, silver, and bronze awards. I just kind of lumped all of those together. So that's kind of it. That's my story on the most part on how I got into Stanford. If you enjoyed the video and you learned something new, click the like button. Remember, the College Treehouse will continue to release more How I Got Into Stanford videos for more of our members and also other cool content that you should be looking forward to. So if you are looking to apply and you're really headstrong on getting into an Ivy League or Stanford, subscribe and the content that we put out will be really beneficial to you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and we hope to see you later.